Good afternoon or morning, everybody. It is meteorologist Aiden's weather forecast here, guys, and welcome back to another weather update, guys. Hope you guys are all enjoying your Sunday morning. If you guys are ready for the NFL football season, I'm really excited. I don't know about you guys. But yeah, this is going to be another update on the huge heat waves that will continue to possibly affect almost all of the United States this September. It's looking like it's going to be a very, very, very warm September. I'm not looking forward to that. We can have these fall temperatures possibly delay another month until October. So it looks like a lot of September will be very, very warm for about 90% of the United States. Sometimes it will be the whole United States that will have above average temperatures. Without further ado, let's get into the video. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you like daily updates on weather, this is a great channel for you guys. And also, be sure to like the video. So without further ado, let's get in the video. So we are going to be looking at the National Weather Service right here because this is where we'll be seeing the active alerts right now. Because again, this is a U.S. forecast too. So we're going to be looking at what any active alerts we have right now. So again, we do have these heat advisories for parts of the southeast and the south central. They are continuing to move to the east. Yesterday we had more into, I believe, Texas and Arkansas and a bit of Oklahoma. But they are continuing to move a bit more to the east. So you have part of the Panhandle and getting to the Big Bend of parts of Florida. We do have those heat advisories. So again, it won't be incredibly above average, but by next week we should have excessive heat warnings and watches. So we just gotta wait a little bit. But the worst is yet to come yet in the heat. And then we do have some red flag warnings in effect for the Utah, Arizona, Nevada area. We do have some flash flood watches in effect for Colorado. We will be seeing a bit more rain in the west and the plains for the next couple of days. We'll have a bit above average precipitation. We also do have frost advisories in effect for Nevada, so we are seeing below average temperature for the west, but that's only for about the next couple of days. It will get pretty cold, I'm going to admit, but then the warmth will just start to come take over. So if you guys from the west, you guys might want to maybe use this cold to do activities that you like to do when it's 60s and 70s, because then the 90s and 80s and possibly even 100s will be coming out. And then we do have some beach hazard statements. So if you guys are out there near Duluth, you guys will be seeing some issues with the beach and all that. So that's basically what we're looking at here in the National Weather Service. Now we're going to be looking at the European radar here for the next 10 days because, again, a lot of you guys like to know what to expect from a week from now on the radar-wise to see if you need to cancel plans, if you're going to be seeing rain, what to expect really. Today we'll be seeing some rain showers out here into the Illinois area, into Minnesota, and some light rain showers in the northeast. A couple bands from Dorian still affecting these areas. We also do have the western United States getting some rain too. Like I said, we do have some flash flood watches, and we'll be seeing some slightly above average temperatures. So again, it's going to be nice. It will be pretty cold and wet for the next couple of days, which you guys might want to enjoy because, again, it'll start to get a bit drier and warm as we continue on. Tomorrow we'll be seeing actually some very, very heavy rain going into the northern plains, into the Midwest. Pretty good amount of rain for the Dakotas, the Midwest areas. You guys will be seeing some pretty heavy rain from Monday to Tuesdays where we can have that rain issues. And then Wednesday, the day after, we can actually, guys, see some snow. I'm not lying, guys. We can actually see some snow in Montana. Very, very small areas near Billings, guys. You see that little blue color? That is snow. We're possibly seeing a little bit of snow. Obviously not too much amount, but we're going to have a little bit of snow and some sleet out there into the Montana mountains, guys. So it's going to be pretty surprising. But again, it's not going to be a big event. It might not even happen. On Friday, we'll be seeing some more rain heading toward the plains in the Midwest. Again, we're going to have a lot of rain getting into those areas. So it's not going to be dry and warm. It'll be wet and warm, which is a bit better. We'll possibly have maybe system in the Gulf to watch as we go into September. September 16th is where we can have a little bit of system out here in the Gulf of Mexico that we might have to watch out for. And then all the way to September 17th, we'll be seeing some heavy rain out here into the northeast. We'll have a huge system out there into the Nova Scotia area. Now that we looked at the radar, this is where we're going to be focusing on the heat right now. We're going to be looking at the 6 to 10 day outlook here. And as you can tell, those below average temperatures are now gone. We have no below average temperatures. We do get to an average We do have average temperatures out here for the west, so where we could see that snow possible, that's where we have average temperatures. Again, we have those mountains, and we have some 30s and 40s in those mountain areas. That's average, so it's kind of crazy. But again, as you can tell, it's looking very, very, very warm for the United States for the next 6 to 10 days. As you can tell, from all the way from Washington to California to Texas to Florida to Maine, we're all having above average temperatures. This is about 90% of the country, maybe even 92% about. Again, we'll be seeing very, very warm conditions though for the plains to the east, so it will be more of the east and central part of the United States. We'll be seeing the warmest conditions. We will be seeing slightly above average temperatures for the west, but again, it's only be maybe 5 to 6 degrees above average. But again, where we'll have the worst amount of heat, this has become a lot more widespread. Last time we checked yesterday, so if you guys watched the video yesterday on this update, the worst of the temperatures were a bit smaller out there in the south central. As you can tell, it's a lot more widespread today. It's all the way to possibly even Pennsylvania, all the way to the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. So this is where we're going to be seeing the worst heat, and of course I have to be in it, and cross country and all that, so it's going to be very, very hot. I'm not looking forward to this. We're going to see like 96, 95. It's not going to look too pretty. And again, this is what we'll be seeing possibly the worst amount of heat on average, not out of the whole country, but on average. So that's the 6 to 10 day outlook. Now we're going to be looking at the 8 to 14 day outlook. Again, the 8 to 14 day outlook yesterday even showed the whole 100% of the country above average. Now look at this. 100% of the country is above average. Look at Alaska, all of those areas in the country are all above average. Not a single area is average or below average, which is incredible. I've never seen really such heat wave or heat areas that cover 100% of the country like this, and especially for a long time period. Again, so you can tell, really all I'm going to say here is 100% of the country is above average. So it doesn't even matter where you are, you're going to be above average. So again, from Washington to California to Texas to Florida to Maine, all the way back is where we have all above average temperatures. Think about every city in the whole United States is above average, which is really cool, or actually pretty weird too. So we actually do get all the way to the fourth shade of red, which is pretty warm, to about 4 to 5 degrees above average, and that's going to be very widespread. But most of the United States is in the third shade, where we do have about 2 to 3 degrees above average, maybe even a bit more. So again, if we all the way from Maine to Montana through Washington down to Texas to Florida, in that third shade which is what I'm coloring here, and that's where we do have about maybe 2 to 5 degrees above average at most. And then where we have the warmest will be out here into the mid-Atlantic area, and the south central and the southeast is where we'll be seeing that fourth shade, where we could be seeing maybe 5 to 7 degrees above average. So yeah, it's going to be very warm. Now we're going to be looking at the temperature anomaly. So this is today. Again, like I said, today we'll be seeing some below average temperatures for the west and the northern plains, but we'll be seeing the warmest conditions again out to the southeast. Again, we'll be having some cold fronts out here for the next couple of days, maybe the next 4 to 5 days. As we go all the way, this is actually all the way to Thursday. This is where we actually have start to see this warmth get a bit crazy and out of hands, and it's getting very, very warm for much of the east. Like I said, the west will have some iffy conditions. Cold and warm will be very iffy, but this is for sure in the east is where we're definitely going to be seeing these above average temperatures for parts of Wisconsin, Illinois, all the way into Pittsburgh area, and near Kansas. That's where we'll all be seeing possibly 8 to 12 degrees above average. As we continue, though, the heat looks like it gets even worse. It looks like it was even worse than yesterday's update. It looks like we see a lot more red and orange than blue. Yeah, that was the occasion yesterday's update, but it looks like we have the getting even higher above average, so maybe even reaching 16 degrees above average for many areas. This is where we'll be seeing possibly the worst amount of heat for parts of the East Coast and the plains. We'll be possibly seeing on September 15th a huge warm front out here to affect the Wisconsin area. But as we go September 16th and 17th, it looks like it can be one of the worst dates of the month heat-wise. Look at the whole New England area, possibly seeing around 12 to 16, maybe even 17 degrees above average. and that stretches all the way to Kansas, guys. Extremely warm for much of the country. They even have this heat becoming a bit more widespread out here to the southwest and the west. So again, if you guys are in the west, you guys are gonna have a couple days to enjoy this heat. And it looks like we have a huge cold area September 20th for the west. We'll possibly see maybe 12 to 13 degrees below average. But again, you go a couple miles away to the east, it's just gonna be crazy, very, very warm, crazy warm. It's gonna be for sure a very, very warm September. Look at these temperatures out here in West Virginia, guys. Look how warm it is. But again, it looks like the West will be enjoying the cold air as it lasts. Again, just look at this all the way September 24th. It's gonna be crazy, crazy warm, guys. It's honestly really hard to believe this is happening, how warm it's gonna be for how long and how widespread it is. Again, we're gonna be looking at the European now. Again, today it is we are seeing below average temperatures for the northern United States, to the northeast, to the northwest areas, northern plains. But again, as we continue on through the week, early next week, around Tuesday or Wednesdays, where we start to see that heat get a lot worse again, like September 11th or 12th, is where you see these numbers get really, really high for the Ohio Valley in the Midwest, possibly reaching maybe 10 degrees above average. In these Wisconsin, Michigan areas, the heat does get a lot worse though for the Michigan area and also for the plains as we go September 15th. We'll be seeing a huge warm area right here for the plains, getting possibly 16 degrees above average. Again, look at that. The little west areas in the Pacific Northwest will be enjoying that cold air, but look, we even reached again possibly even 17 degrees above average. But look, the fact is, we've seen these conditions in these areas every year. The fact is, it's how widespread it is. You don't usually see it this widespread. Usually when you see a 15 to 16 degree above average area, it's like a small little area like this, all and then surrounded by the other shades of color. But the fact is, this one's so widespread, it's going to bring even more dangerous conditions, possibly heat strokes, and also obviously you're gonna have to drink a lot of water. You don't want to be dehydrated in these conditions, even though your average might be 70. Again, that can be 85, and again, that's still very dangerous for those areas. And again, as we continue on near the second last week of September, that's where we'll be seeing the cold start to push the warm to the east. So again, we will have some colder air coming into the Pacific Northwest, and that'll be pushing it to the southeast, the warm air. So again, we'll start to see warmer conditions for the south east as we continue on the last week of September. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and bye guys.